Gotta be good here. Okay, we are approaching New Staten, Pennsylvania. About 1 mile before our exit. We're gonna get off at the out of Pennsylvania Turnpike. Right now we are traveling on Interstate 70 and 76. At this exit here, we're gonna follow Interstate 70 towards Wheeling, West Virginia. Washington, Pennsylvania. It would have been real lot quicker if we were to stay on the turnpike all the way to Chicago, but geez, I can't imagine how much the toll would be from here all the way to Lake Station, Indiana. Yeah, it's got to be a couple $100. It's like 100 and something extra miles to go this way, but it is what it is. So what mile marker are we at? 57. So we're 57 miles away to the West Virginia state line. Remember about a year and a half ago, I was talking about transitioning, kind of working in the oil fields, because supposedly they were making big bucks, especially up there in North Dakota, Minot, North Dakota, I think it is. Boy, am I glad I didn't do it. Most of these guys up there, they're out of a job. Most of the oil fracking places, I think, oil is so cheap now. As my dad used to say, there are three things that are sure in life: the baker, the tax collector, and the undertaker. Those three will never be unemployed. People have to eat. People will always die. And sure enough, taxes will always be collected. Now here's an interesting job description. You drive throughout the country picking up cadavers. There was one guy I was talking to. He was an owner-operator. He was required to buy a 53-foot reefer, and I think it was set at -1, -10 degrees. And he drove throughout the country picking up cadavers and delivering them to universities or wherever. And I think that the trailer, once, I don't know, if the trailer is so old they can't, I don't know, there's a requirement of how old the trailer is until they won't let you use it. And I think it states that by law that trailer has to be destroyed. It can never be reused for anything else. But can you imagine, you're a truck driver knowing there are 100 cadavers in your trailers? Oh, Yuri. Now what if you had a rollover and the trailer split in half, and we've seen that many times where the products are just all over the highway. In this case, cadavers will be everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I could just see it now. You drive down to Miami and somebody hijacks your trailer in the intention of stealing, your product, Little they know it's just the trailer is full of cadavers. Yee. Supposedly it's really good money. You know, I'm not, well, I used to be superstitious. I used to believe all kinds of nonsense and all that stuff. I know that a cadaver is nothing more than a piece of wood or a piece of rock. It's an inanimate object. I mean, nothing. There's nothing in it. Nothing. But yet, it's still got that eerie feeling. I don't know. Batesville trucking. Oh, Batesville, they make coffins. They deliver coffins just about everywhere. What other freight is there that is so unusual and so creepy? I can't think of anything else other than cadavers. Can you imagine if the reefer quit on a hot summer day and it was on a Labor Day weekend? I can just see it now, man. All those cadavers are towing, you know, getting warm back there. You know, if I had a chance to buy a truck and trailer, I don't know, I would just possibly just buy me a dually. I think I would rather invest in a dually and haul campers out of Indiana. Problem with those is when the economy goes south, they get affected real fast. Or you could buy one of those small a truck with a single screw, and then with a big long trailer, so you can haul, I don't know, five or six campers. I wouldn't mind doing something else for a few years. Buy my own pickup truck, like a Dodge Ram with a Cummins engine. Although I heard Ford has a truck with a kind of a sleeper in the back. Diesel engine. I wouldn't mind doing that for a while. Drive all the way to Canada, all over the United States. If there was one human being that you could meet in this world, who would you pick? in current events. No time travels, just anyone on this age at this time. If you wanted to meet somebody, who would you meet? Who would you? Me? Oh boy. Yeah, there's one, but I'm not allowed. Hell, I wouldn't mind meeting James Ingram. Or Craig Chiquizo. You guys ever listen to Craig Chiquizo? Is that contemporary jazz musician with strings? Oh man, he is great. Here's something that the federal government did recently. We better let this guy go. Here's something that the federal government did recently. They had some kind of a grant, or what they did is they would take people in the poor neighborhoods of Chicago, and they would give them $5,000 to relocate anywhere in the country, I think it is. They would give you $5,000, a place to live, and I think they will help you get employment. And whoever the city receives you, they get some kind of a funding or some kind of a government. The federal government will pay that city to accept these people from the poor neighborhoods. And they've been doing that in Sheboygan for a year now, I think. So it sounded like a really good idea at first. Problem is, most of these guys that they've been paying to move up to Sheboygan are mostly gang members. And so what is happening in a certain part of Sheboygan is, once this program started, the crime started going up. And Sheboygan had to employ more police officers just to patrol that area where all these people from Chicago are moving to. So it hasn't really worked out that well. The crime rate in Sheboygan skyrocketed once these guys started moving up there. I wonder if, let's just say you became a multi-billionaire. You go to these gang-infested cities like Chicago, and you, for about a year, you observe who are the gang members and who are not. After a year's observation, you compile a list of the non-gang members and offer them to relocate somewhere else. Basically take all the good people in that neighborhood, give them a house, give them a place to work, even maybe offer them a business elsewhere. Take all the good people in that neighborhood and leave all the gang members there. Businesses will be closed. Places of employment will be shut down. I bet you if enough good people leave that area, and basically there's no more businesses, no place to work, all the shops will be closed, and of course, since there's no more business, no more income for that city or that block or that part of the area, nobody's paying electric bills, so pretty soon that place is gonna go dark. And I think the gang members will move out of there. It's amazing, isn't it, that the minority of our gang members, and yet they cause so much havoc to society that the whole city suffers just because of the minority which are I'm not talking about minority race, I'm talking about minority group of people. I have to believe that in a city there are more good people than bad people, and yet as fewer as the bad people, which are the gang members, they collapse the economy. Well, that's the ultimate question, isn't it? for the last 100 years. Nobody's been able to fix how to remove the gang members and the criminals. But then again, there are cities that they've managed to clean up their neighborhood. Here's a thought: kidnap every gang members. If you're a gang member, you get kidnapped. You get shipped to a deserted island somewhere. It doesn't matter what gang member you're a member of a gang you were at. Drop you in that island. That way everybody in that island is a gang member, whether they're friends or enemies. And since they love to fight one another, let them have it. That way they can shoot each other without innocent bystanders and children getting killed by stray bullets. I wonder what would happen. I really would wonder what would happen if you were to take 3 or 4 different gangs, put them in one island. I would imagine there'd be a lot of killing and a lot of fighting going on. But I would imagine it would evolve into something, because humans are always, I don't know, we're survivors, and we adapt. That's just our human nature. I wonder if they would be peace, and then they would form a new government of themselves, or I don't think they will end up killing each other down to the last person. Who knows? It could be like Australia, where at the beginning it was a prison colony. But I suppose in the purposes of God, gang members have a role to play on society anyway. So everybody on this earth has a role to play, whether it be good or evil. Sometimes it takes a bad person to bring someone to Christ, which is the ultimate goal. Some people become Christians through heartache, pain, suffering, persecution. A death of a loved one. By the way, that video that I put out the other day called Genie in the Bottle, there was a second half of that video that I accidentally deleted, and that's why it never was finished. But on the second half of that video, was the conclusion that I had is, no matter what you invent, no matter what it is, it's all just temporary. It does. No matter what you make, what you invent, for anything that you could think of, it leads to nowhere. You can invent the cure of all cancers. You can, no matter what you do, it's only temporary. It's only for this world. However, there is only one thing that really, really matters, that you can do, that would last throughout eternity. You can't make it, you can't invent it, it's already been available. That's right. The best thing you can help someone is to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to the people that need it, the people that never heard it. And that's the kind of help that will last for eternity. Anything else is temporal. That was the conclusion of that video that got deleted. Welcome to Washington, Pennsylvania, everybody. Holy smokies. I came across this question in my head. Kind of a question, and I don't know, a comment or whatever. Deep down inside, I hear this voice in my head that said, you know, with your qualification, with your experience, you could go anywhere in this country and drive for somebody with, you know, more modern trucks. You can literally, you know, go to a company that has T680s or Peterbilts or Kenworth or whatever, and modern trucks and slick trucks, and a lot better than this truck. And to the extent that's true, I think that with my record, you know, I could practically drive for anybody, and you know, my chances of being hired anywhere in the country are pretty good. I don't have any reckless drivings or tickets or whatever. And the voice in my head that says, why don't you do that? My answer is, yeah, there are modern trucks out there much better than this, but they don't have the freedom that I have here. They don't have the boss that I have. It's not like I don't get micromanaged over here. There's nobody looking after my shoulder. No politics, no associate meetings. Something about this company that is just, it's so liberating. It's so, you don't feel like somebody's watching over, you know, over your, watching you, either a drive cam or most companies now, they have this, if you brake too hard or if you turn too hard or if you follow too close, everything is all recorded. And if you go a certain speed over whatever, then they deduct points out of you. I think JB Hunt does that. You're allowed so many points in a month, and each time you have like an infraction, they deduct that. And then I guess if you ran out, you have to sit for the whatever the remaining of the days of month until the first of the month again, where they give you a new score. I don't know, man. I think that's what Larry said that JB Hunt does. you're allowed so many points a month, and if you go over your quota, your limit, then you have to sit and not work until the end of that month. I don't know. So the conclusion is, well, they might have some modern trucks, but I'd rather be here. Besides, how many companies out there would be willing to let a driver do YouTube videos? It's getting fewer and fewer, I would imagine. keep wondering what's it like to drive for Prime or night transportation. You know, what kind of strange rules that they have. From what someone told me once, that at Prime, if you call their simulator as a, what is it, a video game, they will send you packing home. Imagine that. was the state police. You know, I'll give you guys one example. They invented bulletproof vests, right? You know what they did? They just made bigger guns. That's just the kind of cycle, vicious cycle we have in this earth. They made better bulletproof vests. They made better guns. The best invention that a man can make is an invention to make peace. But we all know you can't invent a machine to make peace. You ever watched this futuristic sci-fi movies? No matter how advanced the sci-fi movie is supposed to be, there's always, the plot is always the same. It's war, there's a bad guy, there's somebody get killed. I haven't seen a movie, in the futuristic movie of sci-fi or whatever, that did not include the plot of war or killing and death. It seems like no matter whatever scenario man comes up with, there's always war in it, because I think war sells. I have a challenge for you guys. I know I've said this many times in the past, but for those of you who are new, especially for those of you who are evolutionists and not creationists, all right, here's a challenge for you. Evolutionists say humans came from an organism that evolved into millions of years until what it is today. So there are no intelligent design. Human being is just an evolution, not by design. Alright, so let me ask you this. Who's smarter now? Is human smarter than evolution? I mean, that's kind of an oxymoron question, because you take the best scientific mind and compared it to evolution, you can't say that evolution is smarter, because evolution doesn't think. But here's a challenge for you. For those of you who are really, really, really smart, the challenge is this: design a new human being. Design a man. Now you can't take a human being right now and improve it. You can't take a man right now and say, well, it would be impervious to disease, or it'll be stronger, it'll live longer, or you can't take what is man right now and improve it. You have to design a human from scratch, as if you've never seen what a human being looked like. How would you design a human being if you had a chance? You know, I have asked many people of that question. Nobody has come up with a good answer. My point is, if evolution is just that, a random chance of evolving, there's no mind behind it, and you certainly could do better than evolution. You certainly could design something, but I bet you can't. So the conclusion to the whole thing is, then chances are we did not evolve into this. Somebody designed us. Now I know that because I'm a believer of creation. But for those of you who are not believers, surely you can see my logic of thinking that if the smartest human being can't design a better human being to what it is right now, it's far-fetched for evolution to be able to make this, right? So the conclusion is simply, to me, evolution is there's just no way. The complexity of the human brain, the human anatomy, even the way our physical bodies are designed, or are right now. Look at for example, look at these people that are making robots. They spent billions of dollars to design robots, and none of them can outdo a human body. And those guys are the best thinkers in the world. So what are the chances of a random chance there's just no way. For me, it would be so much harder to believe in evolution than to believe in creation. It would take a lot more faith for me to believe in evolution than creation. Hey, good news, by the way. I am now officially an ambassador for Trucker District. I am now part of the company. I signed up some papers today, some kind of a contract with Trucker District. So yes, I am officially a Trucker District ambassador. A fancy name for kind of like an employee. But I don't get paid money, you know. They have a different setup of incentive, which I will not divulge. If you guys are interested in being ambassadors, you guys could contact Katrina on truckerdistrict.com, or go to their website on Facebook. You could inquire over there. They said they were going to send more keychains and more calling cards, so I hope I get that this weekend. Speaking of weekend, I will be off until Tuesday. I'll be picking up a load in Plymouth, Wisconsin by Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe. And guess what else? Starting Monday, I believe, the Freightliner in Sheboygan is going to completely change the DEF system on this truck. They're gonna rip the whole thing out and replace it with a new one. It's all under warranty. My boss said that I think the total cost is somewhere like $20,000 to have everything replaced. Eesh. I tell you what, he is very, 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 very fortunate that it happened now while the warranty is still up to date. Can you imagine 6 months from now or a year where the warranty expires? You had to put in $20,000. Now here's a good point. Let's just say you're a lease purchase. You're in a lease purchase program from these big companies. And you had to cough up $20,000. Yeah, that wouldn't be good, right? That would not be cool. One of the things that I have noticed lately is that if I brake really hard and come to a complete stop, the sensor, the what do you call that, full code, the sensor on the dash would say low oil pressure. And then it'll just go away. There's got to be some kind of a sensor down in the oil pan, possibly. And I checked the oil level, thinking that maybe it is low. It's not. Oh, by the way, we did make it to Wheeling, West Virginia. We're gonna try to make it to Zanesville tonight. Ohio. I better call the wife, make sure she's not asleep yet. I get yelled at not calling her and say goodnight, so we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a good and godly weekend, everybody. Peace.